uova. Good morning and welcome to coverage of the second T20 International between the Japan women's team and the Hong Kong women's team. This is the second match of the East Asia Cup. Hong Kong are 1-0 up. And here we are at Kaizuka Cricket Field. It is a picture today. Sun's come out, much better than yesterday. It's warm, I'm in my shorts. Life's pretty good, all told. Got the teams in front of me. News from the middle is that Japan have won the toss. A few changes to the lineup and a few changes to the expected batting order from the list we've been given. The changes are Ruan Kanai and Minami Yoshioka come in, and Kyo Fujikawa and Mako Munataka drop out. So we understand that Hinase Goto will continue opening the batting, and Akari Kano is going to be promoted up. She was not out yesterday, so I figured the coaches have decided she can't be dismissed. So that's why she's moved up to open the batting. Now, big news from the Hong Kong side as well. Captain Carrie Chan has been ruled out for today, certainly. Those who were watching yesterday may have seen her have quite a lengthy injury time out after she dived for a run, hurt her shoulder. She's been to hospital this morning and had it checked out. Significant stiffness and only arrived at the ground a few moments ago. Arm in a sling. But I tell you what, she's got her bib on. She'll be running drinks. But Hong Kong today will be captained by Yasmin Daswani. And the changes to the Hong Kong team, just that one change with Carrie coming out. And from yesterday's team, it looks like Emily comes in. So we'll have to see how the batting shapes up. Expectation is that Natasha Miles will move up to open the batting. But we'll have to wait and see how much Japan can post. Now, I'll be doing most of the commentary. That's myself, Alan Kerr, Head of Cricket Operations from the Japan Cricket Association. And every now and again, I'll be turning to the man next to me, Leo Sacrilano Thomas, who is going to be doing the scoring. But Rail, of course, from the men's national team, vice captain, fast bowling all-rounder. Rail, how did you enjoy yesterday's game?
Very good introduction. Thank you, Alan. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of good scoring because you get to watch every ball, and it's the first time ever watching the women's team come together and play. So a lot of promise there. The result wasn't quite great, but yeah, like I said, lots to improve, but it's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it's your first time down at Kaizuka. What do you make of the field down here?
Yeah, I was actually really surprised. The outfield looks very pristine, and it's very nice background, and the weather's come really good this hopefully for the rest of the week. But yeah, looking forward to another day of cricket today.
Yeah, it's glorious today. 4 cameras set up on the stream, of course, and on the stream, for those who are watching, I did make this point yesterday, but apparently the volume in the commentary was so low no one could actually hear it. You can see in the background the sponsor banner boards. You can see, as you look at the screen, you see MKI, you see Tech Mahindra, 2 of the women's team sponsors, and they are strapped to banner boards which are being created by hand via a whole load of piping, which was an extraordinary amount of fun to do, and a great deal of effort and pride went into those, didn't it, Rayo? That was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday work.
Yeah, it took about a whole day's work, so hopefully they look good on the stream.
Because if they didn't, it was all for nothing.
Yeah,
Well, none of them have fallen down yet, so that's a good start. All right, so we're about 3 or 4 minutes out. We'll be back shortly to talk you through the action. Until then, go grab yourself a cup of coffee, a bite to eat. Game will be starting at 11 a.m. Japan time. We'll speak to you then. Okay, players are out in the middle. Hinase Goto opening up the batting with her. Akari Kano has been promoted. As mentioned, she finished not out yesterday, so must be feeling invincible. Ikula Saha has the ball in her hand. She bowled pretty well yesterday. And with umpires are just waiting, by my watch, they've got another minute. So they might be standing out there for a while, but they may just decide to get things going. Umpires just in communication. Now, not only am I on comms, but I am scoring as well today, so I do have to wave to the umpires occasionally. You might hear Rail's radio going off beside me as the umpires just want to clarify a few things. Oh, here comes Ikusaha to bowl the first ball. Ooh, that's just beaten there outside the off stump. Well, that's a dot ball. No run to begin with. I'm just looking at the field. Looks like there's a third man. That's about it outside the circle, I reckon. We're on ground level here at Commentary Central. So it's a little bit tricky to get the bearings of the fielders. People do tend to disappear behind other fielders. Kind of sat a cover as well, deep cover at the moment. Saha coming in again. And that looks like that's just a run down off the bat. It's a good throw. And that's the first runs of the day. I'm going to say Goto's off the mark. Akari Kano will take strike. The right-hand combination today after yesterday's lefties. Good crowd in as well. Like glance away to my left, probably about 40 or 50 people. The tents are full. Always pretty exciting. Lots of noise in the middle. The Hong Kong girls do enjoy a good cheer, a good G up to their bowlers. So Akari Kano to face her first ball as an opener for the Japan women's team. Full and just played straight back to the bowler. That is no run. I will be talking you through every ball because that helps me to remember to put it into the score. Those who were following yesterday may have noticed we had a few issues on the electronic scoring. Not today. Absolutely not. No chance. Never. Does mean I might be a little bit less active in the comments box, so apologies for that. And that has flown away off an edge. Down to the fielder on the rope. One run to Akari Kano. So both openers off the mark. Score is 2 after 4 deliveries. A couple of new boys on the scoreboard today. Sandeep and Yu from Kansai. It's pushed into the leg side. Bit of confusion. Run out opportunity. It's a direct hit and it's out. Well, looks like Japan are in trouble already. Played into the leg side and it's a cracking throw, but that delay in the call. I'm going to say Goto. She started running, stopped, almost turned back, and then came back again. Run out by a direct hit. Terrific throw from Betty Chan. Japan are a wicket down already. Perfect start for Hong Kong. Ahilia Chandal walks in at number 3, as she did yesterday. Didn't really get going yesterday, so she'll be hoping that get a few more on the board today. Her parents are here again, I believe. Akari Kano obtains the strike. Last ball of the over. Well, that's a leading edge, and that's out. This is a disastrous start for Japan. Mariam Bibi with the catch in the gully. So at the end of the first over, Japan are 2 for 2. And that decision to win a toss and open and choose to bat. All of a sudden, not looking so smart after that first over. Needless run out to begin with. And then just a batter getting squared up. So Shimako Kato is coming out. She's been promoted from number 8 to number 4. Batted well yesterday. Coach has decided to give her a better chance up the order. A bit of pressure on her now. 2 at the crease are the 2 players who based overseas for Japan. Shimako Kato has been living in England for the last 9-10 years. Hillier based in Sydney. They've played a lot of cricket coming through those systems. Hopefully it won't be too overawed. We'll be pleased for the chance to take on the Hong Kong bowlers. Betty Chan opening up. And that's a dot first ball. Hong Kong making plenty of noise. They are cock a hoop. That's a full toss. Needs to be put away, but it's just turned around the corner. Misfielded by backward square leg. Hillier Chandal's off the mark. Shimako Kato now to face her first ball. Very much at ease yesterday. Very confident with the bat in the hand. These 2, of course, the opening bowlers as well. Batting at 3 and 4 for Japan today. Betty Chan in again. It's full and it's hit to the fielder at mid-wicket. That looks like a chance to me. So a life from her first ball. Shimako Kato. No run again. Played straight back to the bowler. Japan do have more runs on the board than they've lost wickets. Hong Kong not giving anything away. So Betty Chan right on the money. Another dot ball. Let's just cut back to point. And no run. So just 1 run from the over. Found a 3 for 2 after 2. Pressure's on. And not a lot of run options on offer right now. Hong Kong have got the field all in. Do have one fielder just dropping down to the boundary. 3rd man. Everyone else is inside the circle. Vikra Saha will continue. A wicket in her first over, plus the run out, of course. Pretty effective yesterday. Made a great start today. Hillier Chandal on strike. An expansive drive and an appeal for something. Saha coming over the wicket to the left-hander. I think that was an appeal for a caught behind, but nothing doing. No run from the first ball. Saha in again. Another appeal, wrapped on the pads that time, but umpire's not interested. The umpire, Adam Burse, as it was yesterday. Takshina Natarajan's over at square leg right now. These 2 guys are here for all 4 days. Good of them to get the time off work. Adam working at Rakuten and Natarajan working at Rolex. Big companies. Let's get them on board, boys. Chandel's looking to get bad on balls, really looking to go after it. Just hit that one through the covers. I think the field have got a hand on it. It's going to slow up, so come back for two. Plenty of support from the Japan team on the boundary. Lots of cheers and clapping. They're not too put off by the loss of 2 early wickets. Hillier Chandel probably feeling a little bit better after that shot. Looking to repeat the trick, but that's driven straight to mid-off. No run there. That looks to be her strong zone now, doesn't it? Outside off stump. Ball going across her. She's probably quite used to that. From what I understand, she doesn't bat very high in her club team back in Australia, so she'd be grateful for the chance to have a bat. Looks pretty competent. It's another dot from Ikurasaha. After a disastrous first over, these two just looking to steady a ship. But they do need to get runs. These first 6 overs are vital in T20 cricket. They're going to post a good score. And that's into the gap in the covers again. Probably just one this time. Good throw. It's a single for Chandel. And that's the end of the over. So, Japan 6 for 2 after 3. It was a difficult one when you lose early wickets, but I think as a team, Japan looking to figure out how they post a decent total after yesterday's 90 wasn't quite enough. I think they'll be well aware that with this powerful Hong Kong lineup, even without Carey Chan, the captain, they're going to need runs on the board. Petty Chan's going to continue from the city end. Maybe Chandel still on strike, just looks to turn that into the leg side, but doesn't get enough on it. That is a dot ball. Looks like most of the Hong Kong staff have made it back from this morning's trip to the hospital. That one's just pushed into the offside, no run again. Yes, I thought it's also with Smita Chetri, who had to rush home, team manager. Had some news from back home, she needed to get back. Single into the leg side. Chandel moves on to 5. Shimiko Kato still yet to get off the mark, so have an opportunity here. Looks like mid-wicket has dropped back to the boundary. No one behind square. Still only one out by the looks of things. And that is hit into the covers. Fielder didn't make the most strongest effort to get it, and that's gone away for 4. So, a welcome boundary for the Japan team, and Shimako Kato's off the mark. A little bit uppish, but safe enough. The outfield, as Rayo told us earlier, is pretty good, well maintained, and pretty quick. So, value for your shots if you can get hold of the ball. A few more of those, please. Just play the miss of that one, play back that time. Not cleanly taken by the keeper. Chung behind the stumps, wearing number 24. Been around a long time. Very experienced Hong Kong unit, this one. They'll know their roles pretty well. That one's just blocked to finish the over. 11 for 2 after 4. And Kato 4 not out off 7. Chandel 5 not out off 11. Two batters having a good chin wag in the middle. We're talking about anything. Trip to the onsen this evening. Restaurant booked. Or how they're going to take on Ikurasaha. He's going to bowl the 3rd over. Well, pretty well so far. 2 overs, 1 for 5. So she's earned herself a third over. Bowling from the commentary end, as I've named it. Chandal on strike. So another swing at the bat from Chandal. That's the first wide of the day. The Hong Kong bowler's been really disciplined in these first 4 overs. Bowled stump to stump, accurate stuff. Just straying a little bit that time. That's full. It's almost a full toss, I think. Chandal again looking to swing the bat pretty hard. She's not holding back. Wants to be aggressive. Didn't quite get hold of it. No run. Score remains 12 for 2. It's a bit shorter. Unable to get hold of it. Still looks like just a fine leg. Chandal. And maybe a cover sweeper. Does that cover outside the circle? Maybe. Probably. Probably. Difficult to tell from my angle. Rare thinks it is. Well, I'll take him at his word. It's well hit again, but straight to mid-off. So no run. Just a wide from the over so far. Osaka continues to make life tough. Makes run scoring difficult. Tell you what, if she drops short though, there are scoring opportunities in this leg side. Been pretty full so far. Still staying over the wicket to the left-hander. There we go. Just as I said, she's looked to go leg side. She's gone over the top, and that will go away for 4. So a first boundary for Hillier Chandal. Well struck. It's exactly where I'd be looking to go. Love it when the players do exactly what I say. Makes me look brilliant. Well played, Hillier Chandal. She's up to 9 off 15 balls. Japan move on to 16 for 2. 2 balls left in this over. How does the bowler respond? It's the first time she's been put under pressure, and the captain responded by dropping the fielder straight away. So that's interesting. Reactionary captaincy. There has been Deswani taking over the captaincy today. She's dropped square leg mid-wicket. What do you reckon, Rao? Is that square leg or mid-wicket?
I think that's a square leg,
Yeah.
slightly in front of it.
Forward square leg. So she's dropped, and the cover fielder has come in, definitely inside the circle now. Fine leg and a square leg. Zaha just supporting her delivery there.
Yeah, with this field, I think they're trying to kind of bowl straight. Heads, I think.
Yeah, so now you'd be looking at that cover point area, and then wide. There is room to hit. That's where she's tried to go, but she's picked up fielder, misfield, squirted away. So there will be a run. Don't run yourselves out. The last thing Japan need now is a run out. So a single, bonus run there. Thanks to the misfield. Japan move on to 17 for 2. Shimako Kato's not had a lot of the strike. Often facing the 6th ball of the over. Left hand, right hand partnership, of course. So everyone's going to move around for just the 1 ball. Shin and Arjun, the umpire, will be clocking up the steps. It's like Shimako just going to fix her laces. No one's giving her any help. A bit of a delay as she gets ready. Okay, Saha in now. That's just pushed back to the bowler. Doesn't gather it cleanly, but no run. That's the end of the 5th over. 17 for 2. Last over of the power play coming up. I wonder, looks like Betty Chan's gonna continue? No. I reckon that's changed. Mariam Bibi's gonna come on and bowl her first over of the day. She was outstanding today. I'm fine, I promise. I've been tested. I'm not carrying anything real. You can sit next to me safely. Okay, interesting. What are they going to do now? So Hillier Chandal's back on strike, and it looks like fielder at fine leg is dropping to the boundary. Anyone else outside the circle? Don't think so. It's still Hong Kong on top and looking to put on the pressure. Well, a wicket started with yesterday, started with a wide today. Just straight down leg side. Need to get that radar on, bowling to the left-hander. He is also bowling right arm over, looking to push it across the lefty. Cramp up for space, doesn't want to drop short, but again, there's opportunities on that leg side. It's just pushed back to the bowler. No run. Over the power play. Needs to have batted for most of it. So can they take advantage in this final over? That's up in the air, but it's going to fall safe into the covers. Just a single, despite the attempted calls from someone in the Hong Kong, in the Japan tent, telling them to run 2, which I think caused a little bit of confusion for the batters. Massive pet hate of mine. But yep, not quite middled, up in the air, but safe enough due to the field placings. I think Shimako Kato back on strike. Ray, look like you're itching to say something.
Yeah, I think like what Healy just did there is good power play batting. Anything that's outside off stump, we have a wide.
Another wide signalled by umpire Natarajan.
Yeah, anything outside off stump, I think you just throw your hands at it because everyone's up on the offside. So even if it's not timed well, it should be in the field, right?
At the moment, it doesn't really matter how they come, right? The way you've got to score your runs, bat on ball in the power play is crucial. And aggression and attitude is so important. I know we've lost a couple of early wickets, but still need runs on the board if you're going to win a game of cricket. There's an appeal. Natarajan not interested. No run.
Yeah, one thing Hong Kong definitely did better than Japan yesterday was the power play batting. I think they scored
45, I think they were. 45
yeah,
to none at the end of the power play. So, yeah, whereas Japan were about where they are now. I was about to ask you that at the end of the over, where you jumped the gun on me. Japan yesterday, I believe, were 20-something for 2 at the end of the power play, and they're going to be, hopefully they don't lose another wicket in these next few balls. Looks like they're going to be pretty similar. Shimako Kato looking to drive into the covers again, didn't quite get hold of that. No run. Yeah, it's a difficult recalibration when you lose those wickets up top of balancing aggression and rebuilding. But as we say, you don't get power plays; they don't tend to continue on. Although we did see yesterday, Hong Kong were pretty aggressive in their captaincy. They kept the field in. That one's beaten Kato outside off stump. Yeah, Hong Kong kept the field in for much of the game. I don't think they ever had more than 4 outside for the whole innings. As I look across to the scoreboard, I can see that that's 1 run behind at the moment. There are 2 new scoreboard operators. Yukin Oshita assured me that he can count this morning. We can tell him that he's already 1 short. It's a dot ball, and that's the end of the over. 20 for 2 at the end of the power play. And Rao's going to get on his radio, and he's going to give the scoreboard operators a good kicking. That was not a good kicking. That was a very simple, very polite, guys, the score's 20. Rail, you're too nice. So Rail, power play done. Power play done, 20 for 2. Where did Japan go from here? 14 over to go. They've got to make 3 figures, haven't they?
Yeah. I think if they got around 110 yesterday, it was... Sorry for that. As Marika Hill is into the attack, I think usually when the power play starts, you push your outfielders out, but it looks like they've stuck with the 2 outfielders, so it's just really key to rotate the strike in these middle overs. So
well, Marika Hill's going to bowl a bit more pace than what we've seen so far. So again, bat on ball, and there is a chance for the ball to run away. It's just into the body of the left-hander. No run.
yeah, so I think for when Mariko's bowling, the key is just to get back and beat the infield because, yeah, you can see it's quite a fast outfield, so just got to get anything on it, really.
Yeah, the aggression may well get rewarded. That's a full toss. Not middled into the covers, just a single. And Shimako Kato's 4 of 12, and they all came with that one cover drive that she got to the boundary. It's 11 dot balls she's faced at this point, which starting to add up. Promoted up the order today after she batted so well yesterday for a 15 off 16 or something like that, coming in at 8. This promotion is perhaps inhibiting her a little bit. Maybe a bit nervous about getting out. These two, of course, clubmates. Shimako and Mariko Hill, both playing at Spencer Cricket Club in London. Another dot. Probably be a few words between them. These two, of course, can be speaking in English or Japanese. Mariko was showing off her Japanese skills at the opening function the other day. Lest we forget, Japanese mother, English father, born in Hong Kong, Mariko. He qualified for 3 countries. He's going to come in at Shimako Kato again. Bit shorter. Bat thrown in it, but beaten by pace. (21 for 2) the score. 2 balls left in this over. Mariko Hill not giving anything away. Oh, there we go. Aggression from Shimako Kato. She's looked to whack that straight. Upish. Landed safe and just a single, but at last a sign of aggression. Much needed. If you got a bit more bat on that, it could have gone all the way. So I don't mind that, given the field as it is. Just a second run from the over. Means the left-hander's back on strike, and I don't think these two really made the most of the left-hand, right-hand combination yet. They haven't been able to rotate the strike, which always frustrates bowlers and fielders, and frankly umpires as well. It's an appeal, but I don't think she's going to get that. And that's the over. It's a decent over for Hong Kong, just 2 from it. 22 for 2 after 7 overs. So Japan creeping along at 3 and over. Going to need to find the afterburners at some point in this innings. Some attacking players to come, of course. Erika Oda may well be in. She's padded up. She's not down to come into number 6, but we'll see if there's some shuffling. I think Maya Nagita, the captain, is due to come in that. So, who's got the ball in their hands? Looks like Marion Bibby will continue. Kato on strike. That's driven well. No run. Bibby does continue. A dot for the first ball. I've now got a fielder directly in front of me, which is really obscuring my view. I'm not sure I can ask her to move though. And that's a strayed wide again. So, a few extras creeping into the Hong Kong bowling, which is a bonus for Japan. They need every run they can get at the moment. Well wide in the end. So, Bibby in again to Shimako Kato. And again, losing a line, and they'll run this time. So again, 2 runs. That brings a left-hander on strike, and if she bowls that line to the left-hander, she'll be all right. Let's see where she goes now. This is what I mean about rotating strike. When you've got a left-handed, right-handed partnership, you can really mess with bowlers' rhythm and lines and lengths. We're looking across at our crowd again. There's even an extra tent's been put up, and there's people sat on the grass watching the game. Loads of people in, especially for a Friday. Get on them. Why aren't they at work? Who needs work? So, attempted drive from Henry Chandel. That didn't really go anywhere. No run. But yeah, great to see so many people here. Kaizuka community, the Kansai cricket community, all looking to get behind this event. Where I was doing in the wave. Saw Kenny Matsumoto earlier. Oh, there we go. That is a full toss, and that is whacked. Cross over square. Gonna run away, and that has hit the rope. So, well-received boundary for Hillier Chandel, who's really starting to get in now. Marion Bibby's just struggling a little this over. The full toss on a hip. That's the kind of shot I've seen her play in the nets plenty of times. It's good to see her playing it out in the middle. Second boundary for Chandel, and moves on to 16 of 23. She's just starting to get going. Big conference now between bowler, captain, and someone else weighing in for the chat. This partnership is starting to develop now. Probably becoming a little bit frustrating for the Hong Kong bowlers. And Bibby thwarts a run up again. Twice she's had to do that. Few more fielders out now. 3 behind square. Interesting on the boundary. Not gathered by the keeper, and there'll be an extra. Let's see. A single to the bye. Yep. Brings Shimako Kato back on strike. Still looking to get going herself. Shimako saw a bit of aggression that last over. But they have spread the field for her as well. That shows signs that this partnership is just starting to get to them. No real reason to have this field spread for Shimako, but in doing so, they've left gaps in the offside, and she's driven into the covers, where she drove her last boundary, and she's got another one. Perfectly executed for Shimako Kato, and that is because of the field changes. So she should be thanking her batting partner, Hillier Chandel, for that. The aggression that she's shown. Pushed the fielders back, left some space, and Shimako able to make the most of it. So this is becoming a great over for Japan. 12 from it so far. Still 1 ball to go. And Bibby was almost the star of the show yesterday, but not quite going for her today. Driven again. It's squirmed through the hands of the fielder in the gully. Backward point. And a single run. So that completes the over. That takes Japan to 35 for 2 after 8 overs. So just starting to move a bit now. Partnership's developing very nicely. Shimako Kato moves to 10 off 18. Hillier Chandel 16 off 24. It looks like batting is getting a bit easier for these two the longer they're out there. Marika Hill will continue. She, of course, dismissed Hillier yesterday. Just got one going across her and nicked her off. But these two looking a bit more settled and starting to look quite comfortable. It's just getting the run scoring. Still no one on the boundary on the offside. Apart from maybe a third man, I think. So Marika wants her fielders in. There's a fielder at fine leg as well on the boundary, but still just maybe a mid-wicket. So 3 out by the looks of it. Aggression. That's going to go down the throat of the fielder. Oh, it's just over her head. Frustration there for Hill, I'm sure. As Ruchi Venkatesh tried to get her hands on that. It just dropped behind her. 2 runs. Shimako Kato.
I think it's key to, once you start, hitting over the infield, then the boundary people go out, then it's a lot more easier for the batsmen to rotate the strike, which they seem to be doing last couple of overs, which is a good sign.
Yeah, it's been instant reaction from the Hong Kong captain, isn't it? As soon as one shot goes to the boundary, fielders back, which is interesting. Perhaps, I don't know how much he has been, that's why he's captain before, but perhaps a little bit of experience in not backing herself and backing the bowlers. Hong Kong's still in a very good position here. It's driven away again, but just be a single to third man. Hill coming in again. Chandel on strike. Left-hander now. No run that time. Should say a quick welcome to everyone on the stream. Got a fair few people out. Some chap called Gar was just mentioning that he's on his way to watch the All Blacks. Would be here watching if he wasn't too busy trying to go and navigate the Shinkansen and go and watch All Blacks Japan today. Is that today or is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Fair few people. Here, Jay's watching again. G'day, Jay. Good to have you with us. That's short again. Didn't quite get hold of the full shot that time. Ahelia Chandel. Straight square leg, so no run.
I think with this field, he was trying to push 3 out on the offside and only 1 on the lead. So should be going 2 straight with this field.
Cool, and just almost yorked herself, I think. Yeah, so there's another dot ball. 1 ball to come in this over. 38-2 score. So 3 dots now in a row. Jericho Hill. I'm not entirely sure you're allowed to be coaching from the boundary. Yeah, Hong Kong team just being wary of how many fielders they got out. Last ball of the over, and that is hit again in upwards and into the leg side. There's a fielder out there now, mid wicket, so just a single that time. That concludes the over. 9 overs gone, 39 for 2. Hong Kong team quietened a little. I mean, they're still in a very strong position here. Japan haven't got away from them at all. Despite this partnership, might be starting to frustrate them a little bit, but almost at the halfway mark and just 39 runs on the board. So there's another change of bowling. And it looks like it's going to be Ruchi Venkatesh coming in. Bibi is replaced after that last over was a bit of a struggle for her. Ruchi, as far as I know, bowls her off spin. She bowled 1 over yesterday. Bowls pretty regularly for Hong Kong. And there'll be someone that Hilia Chandel and Chinako Kato probably haven't faced a lot of. I'm sure Ruchi's dad will be watching if he is. G'day, Venkat. Hope you're well. Often seen umpiring out in Hong Kong. So that was just paddled, I think. It's not quite going to run to the boundary. They'll come back for 2. Three wides, was it? Okay. Not paddled at all. Normal. Turn into the leg side that time. No run. Partnership up to 40 now between these two. Considerably bigger than the partnership Japan managed yesterday. Score at 42 for 2. Let's look at the field. There's how many have we got out? I can only see backward square leg. Field's changing. Extra covers going out. Long on, long off, long on and long off. Both out. An extra cover. And a mid wicket. What's this angle now? There's someone down there. 2 there.
You're right.
1 by the side screen. Pipe down rail. And there's a mid wicket as well. So, yep, 5 out. 4 inside the circle, 3 on the offside. Back into the leg side. They may... No, just a single. The delivery on the scoring there. That's the first one I've missed. Slap myself on the wrist. Screen will be updated now. It was only a dot I missed. Who cares if you miss a dot? It's only one. Nothing happened. Okay. Venkatesh in again. Bowling to Shimako Kato now. It's just dropped into the offside. No run. Shimako Kato's strike rate is actually accelerated past Hillier Chandel now. There are a lot of dots being faced in this innings. Has to be a concern for the coaching staff. I think you're getting to a point now, as we see one run just pushed into the leg side. Moving towards the halfway stage in the innings where these two have had a long time. One of them has to be the aggressor now. They have to start really going. They've faced 20 and 30 balls each. So there is batting to come. There is aggression in that batting. And that's just popped up, and that's going to be caught. It's caught and bowled. So there was a half-hearted shot from Chandel. Should be disappointed with that. Just prodded forward and looped it back to the bowler. Ends a good innings though. She's helped rebuild Japan, who were struggling at 2 for 2. She departs with a score 44 for 3. So she's done a job. Looks like the captain's going in next. Mai Yanagida. Personally, wouldn't have been my choice. As we were just saying, Rail, this feels like the time to accelerate. And I might have been tempted to send in Erika Oda. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Like, kind of hard to start, it looks like. So once you've been in for a while, looking at Shimako, she hasn't had a dot ball for a while. It's easier to score after that. With plenty of wickets in hand, you need someone just to
Swing hard.
hit a few boundaries. Because they still do have 7 wickets in hand. Even though the batting lineup isn't deep. Yeah. They need to get at least 100 pressure on Hong Kong batters.
We saw yesterday it was a lot of inexperience down the order, whereas today we still haven't seen Shizuka Miyagi. She's penciled in to come in at 8, so she can rotate the strike a little bit more than perhaps some of the less experienced players. We saw Mako Munataka struggle with that yesterday. But the 10 over mark, 44 for 3. You know, it's a lot better than 2 for 2 after the first over. Looks like Mariko Hill will continue, so she's bowling her 3rd over. None for 6 so far. Shimako Kato's strike player. Drives again. She's been enjoying that cover drive. Just the single. Natasha Miles picks that up. Pings it back over the stumps. Bit more noise from the Hong Kong field and Team 10 to follow that wicket. So Yanagida on strike. She was part of a rebuild yesterday. Spent a fair time at the crease with the aforementioned Erika Oda. Moving into the second half of this innings now, Japan really need to be more aggressive. They need to find runs. Let's just run down to sort of a gully, really. So I'm not quite sure where that fielder is. Got a hand on the ball, though. It's like a backward point,
deep,
almost fly slip, or fly gully, perhaps. Ball went straight to her, so if there's something we don't. Yanagida's off the mark. Kato again. Still no fielder on this cover boundary. We're going to go leg side that time. So, as you mentioned, Rail, Shimako Kato's starting to rotate the strike a bit more. It's such a hasn't faced a dot ball in a while. You're going to give us the stats?
She actually did face a dot
Faced
ball,
one
but
in-
it's been
1 in
4
7.
4121.111.
One dot ball in her last 7, so that's not bad. Yanagida back on strike. We've had 3 singles in this over so far, which is, there we go, putting a bit of pressure on the bowler, and that leads to a wide. America Hill just losing one down the leg side. No one on the boundary straight. No one on this cover. No one on the mid-wicket boundary either, which is interesting. Dot ball that time. Marcus Thurgate just walked past carrying his laptop. Been sat in the tent all on his own. Poor chap, bit lonely. I reckon he's going over to join Japanese commentary. So if you want to listen to commentary in Japanese, do check out the second stream that we've got running. You can have a listen to Marcus, if you can understand him. That's short and just run towards that fielder we were discussing again. Just a single. Oh, she's in the game down there at very backward point.
I think, yeah, she needs to come up a few steps because she's got protection to the left and right.
Yeah.
She's there to stop the single.
And she hasn't twice. There we go. Fielder's dropped now to a long off boundary. Long off, long on? Maybe long on boundary. And that's where it's going to go. So if she hadn't dropped, might have caught that. That's the game, isn't it? Right. 50 is up for Japan. Yeah, 50 for 3 after 11 overs. Completes that over for America Hill. 6 from it. But not a bad over from a Japanese perspective. I think we saw earlier in the innings where they had that one big over. And they need another one. They need another sort of 12, 15 run over to just inject some pace in the scoring. But
just restricting the dot balls, really. The over was good because it was only 1 dot ball, 5 singles. So just trying to get off strike every ball is key, especially with 9 overs to go.
Looks like Ruchita Venkatesh is going to continue. Shimiko Kato's on strike. She's 17 not out from 25 balls. Best score in international cricket, passing her 15 she made on debut yesterday. Been batting quite a long time, it seems now. Only 10 overs. Hasn't had tons of the strike in that 10 overs though. Nicole taking all the time to set the field. Boundary rider on the leg side of the wicket. Yeah, fielder outside the circle here. I think she's going to go back in. Yep, she's just moving in and out. Square leg, it looks like. Extra, well, there's a backward point or a deep point. That short cover is still there. That shot that Kato's played a lot of. Going to pick up the ball off the first delivery of the over. Oh no, they let it go straight past her somehow. Took my eye off that. No, I even scored it as a dot. Delete. Getting ahead of myself. 1 run, thanks to the misfield. Yanagida back on strike. The field, though, looks the same, which is interesting. Yanagida, the skipper, has scored runs against Hong Kong before. Notably the 2017 East Asia Cup final. It's just squirting to the leg side, no run there. We are now 51 for 3. Another dot. Just run down to that fielder in the deep gully position that we were talking about in the last over. Still there. Saving the single that time. That looked like a full toss to me. Missed out on. Another dot. So, Ruchita Venkatesh bringing a bit of control. She started badly with 3 wides of her first delivery, but she's settled in since then. Well, just as I say that, there's another wide. But she's not giving a lot away. 1 for 7, her figures now after 1.4 overs. Yanagita looking at scoring options. Push that into the offside. Just a single. Plenty of applause from the fan tent. Shinko Kato back on strike for the last ball of the over. Been a while since we had our last boundary. And there won't be one that ball. At the end of the over, it's another dot. 53 for 3 after 12. Now, will America Hill bowl out? Or will we have another change from the commentary end? We shall see.
I think we do have a change there. I think it's Chu.
Looks like Tammy Chu with the ball in the hand. That is confirmed by the umps on the radio. So America Hill will keep one over her upper sleeve, which she may or may not bowl. Oi Wing Tammy Chu. Showing us Tammy Oi Wing in your live stream. Now Yanagita is the on strike batter. Another right arm medium. That's hit well into the offside. Good early call for Yanagita and an early single. First time we've really seen that. As soon as the ball came off the bat, they chose to run. I think we need to do a bit more of that. We need a bit more urgency.
That's loud.
Yeah, it was loud. Could actually hear her from here, which is always a positive sign. Hasn't been a lot of that so far. Yanagita's 4 off 8. And Kato's back on strike. That's short and carved into the offside. That's going to go into the gap. Fielders after it. And they will come back for 2 runs. Lack of pace from the bowler probably did for her there. Shinko Kato moves on to 20. 20 from 28 balls. 2 boundaries. Perhaps this is the bowler they're going to look to target now.
Yeah, need a big over.
Short, have gone after again. Straight back over the bowler's head. There is a fielder out there, so she'll cut that off. America Hill. Just the 1 run. She seems to spend most of her time loitering on the straight boundary. Looks like we've got a deep square leg, deep mid wicket, and a long on. As well as fielder at sort of
Got the same feel for most
point. Yeah. Batted round, come on. Chu comes in again. And again, that's hit over the top and back down towards America Hill at long on. Easy single. So runs off every ball here, but no boundaries as yet. 5 from the 4 deliveries. If Japan can get a boundary in one of these last 2 deliveries, it becomes a good over. They get 2 boundaries, even better. Well, let's just push to, again, good early call. Even though it went straight to Natasha Miles on the circle, still a single. So as you said, Rail, cutting down the dots, which is a positive, but need to start getting a bit more power behind it, don't they?
Hopefully they look for about 7 or 8.
But no run, so Tammy Chu gets out of that over in the end. 6 from it. Japan now 59 for 3. 13 overs gone. And that's a strong shot again. But picking up the fielder. Venkatesh is continuing. It's another single for Shimiko Kato. And that's Yanagida this time. Pushing that down for a single on the offside. Into the 60s, 61 for 3. Yeah, there is more intent, at least, from these batters now as this partnership moves towards 20. Kato facing up. There we go. That's the shot she likes. She's played that a few times. Hit that up and over. Not quite gone to the boundary. Fielders come round to cut that off, but they take 2. Shimiko Kato looking to free those arms. Swing through the line of the ball. Not much pace in the ball, of course, so she's going to generate that power herself. And she's only 18, 19 years old, so that's not quite there yet, but timing the ball okay. Hit that one away again. That'll be a single this time. Noise coming, some waves from the Japan pump.
Be asking if she needs a drink.
Yeah, Shimiko's probably too polite to actually ask for a drink. It is pretty warm out there today, so I'm glad I'm sat in the shade. Yanagida looking to follow Kato's lead and drive down into the covers, but didn't quite get hold of it, so it's first dot of the over. Score remains 64 for 3. Last ball of the over, and that's up and over. They've not taken the single. They weren't going to take the single, which is odd, but there was a misfield down there, so they've taken it now. Single was always there. At the end of the over, 65 for 3. So another over where there's 6 come from it. So they are ticking along at a run of ball now. Plenty of wickets in hand, just 6 overs to go. We saw Japan post 91 yesterday, which was not enough. They need to get themselves up towards 110, 115. Still a long way to go, but they need to be scoring at 9, 10 and over if they can do that. They have wickets in hand. They just need to start finding the boundary. It looks like Tammy Chu is going to continue. Batter's just having a quick drink. It's pretty warm, and they've certainly Shimiko Kato's been out there a long time. She's at the non-striker's end. Field still looks largely the same. Again, no one out on this extra cover boundary, which is interesting. Yanagida on strike this time. She's pushed that straight back to the bowler. No run. That's driven again. The point will fill that, just a single. Lots of comments in the YouTube comments box, Rail, about Pakistan. There's some disgruntled Pakistani cricket fans out there after last night. Did you watch any of that game?
I watched the highlights this morning, and I was happy because obviously the women's coach is from Zimbabwe. And
Yeah.
I've never seen him so happy in my life.
Yeah, I'll do Ruhode, Zimbabwean, enjoying his World Cup. Needed something to cheer him up yesterday. That one's hit into the leg side that time by Kato. It's another single. He's 27 off 34.
There have been a lot of upsets as well.
It's been an interesting World Cup. Yeah, T20 cricket. Anyone can beat anyone on their day. Hopefully, that's a lesson that Japan can learn from. Tammy Chu comes in again. It's wider. Keeper's missed it. Not sure if there was ban on that. Going to be a signal. That's spy signaled by the umpire. Two balls to go. 3 runs of this over so far. So still struggling for boundaries, the Japanese batters. Oh, that was high, but dipping. They've taken on the single, and there you go. A bit of pressure on the fielder. Throw wasn't quite there, and the keeper didn't take it, so safe enough. But Japan needs to start taking more of these calculated risks, I think. They need to start challenging the fielders. They need to start running everything. If they're not able to hit boundaries, which they're not, they need to maximize every opportunity elsewhere. If they do get one in their zone, try and find a boundary. There's a chance. Hit back to the bowler. Got a hand to it. To run for Yamagita. That's the end of the over. 5 from it that time. And let's see. Ruchita Venkatesh has bowled her 3 overs, 1 for 14. Is she going to continue, or are we going to get a new bowler into the attack? Looks like she's going to continue. Bowl her full allocation. Just got 1 over yesterday. Oh, goodness. Wales radios making some noise. Japan now 70 for 3 after 15. Venkatesh now to Yanagida. It looked like a full toss that she's missed out on. Plenty of support from the captain from the Japan tent. Cheering on. 2 in the middle. That's a full toss, and that is hit to the cover fielder. That is the end of my Yanagida. So, looking to get a move on, look to be a bit more aggressive. I don't mind it, it was intent. Need to confirm who the catcher was. Natasha Miles was the catcher. Safe pair of hands at cover. So Japan 4 down now, and that looks like Erika Oda has gone into bat next. She was written in to come in at 6, and at 6 she will be. So Erika Oda's out there. We can see how she takes to this bowling. Just padding up to that first one almost. No run. And Shimako Kato is really playing an anchor role now, isn't she? She's probably going to look to bat through the innings. For everyone else who comes in is going to go hard from ball 1, really. And that's what Erika Oda's done. She's down on one knee, slog sweeping out to the mid-wicket boundary. Just a single, but good intent. Keen to get bad on ball and get the score ticking over. Japan's 71 now. 4 overs, 2 balls remaining. Got to make 3 figures because 2 wickets in the over. Shimako Kato's innings comes to an end. Hit it straight down the throat of long off. No chances being given. Let's look to confirm that catcher. Hazard a guess that was Marion Bibby down there taking the catch. Yes, it was Marion Bibby. Safe pair of hands, make her feel a bit better. Didn't quite go away with the ball today. That's a third wicket for Ruchi Venkatesh. Harune Iwasaki is a new batter. She's off the mark straight away. Didn't quite click for her with the bat yesterday. She's off the mark. First ball here. That concludes that over, and Japan is 72 for 5 after 16. So damaging over for Japan, that one. Both set batters are out. 2 wickets gone. And for Venkatesh, ends an excellent spell. Being bowled. Got 4 overs and taken 3 for 16. Marco Hill coming back into the attack. Got 1 over left. Yeah, Ruchita Venkatesh 4 overs and remains 3 for 16. She will be very happy with her afternoon's work. Gave away a few extras as well, so probably bowled. As far as the batting side was concerned, found her hard to get away. As a result, she's just earned those 2 wickets in the final over. Marco Hill now to Haruna Iwasaki. Iwasaki might like the pace. She's been Japan's standout batter domestically this year. Didn't manage to get any runs yesterday, but she'll have a chance here to just be aggressive now. Japan probably have their 2 most naturally aggressive batters at the crease, which, you know, probably what they would want at this stage in the innings. They've got 24 or 23 balls now to go as hard as they can and try and get Japan up to a score that they can defend. There we go, that's hit upwards, but fielded by Tamichu at third man. Throw comes in, just 1 run. Erika Oda will also fancy her chances against the quicker bowling of Mariko Hill. She may well be eyeing up long on mid-wicket. There's a decent gap between those 2 fielders in the boundary. No one on the extra cover boundary either, so Erika can get those arms swinging. Might be boundary options. No one on the boundary square of the wicket on the leg side either. So anything short, I have no doubt Erika will go after. It's very much her hitting zone. Fresh from some time playing in England. She's played New Zealand in the past as well. Looks to cut that one. Didn't quite get any bat on that ball. So dot ball. So Mariko Hill using all her experience to keep these aggressive batters quiet. Just 1 run from the first 3 deliveries of the over. That was the short one that Erika Oda wanted. She didn't get hold of it. It's a missed opportunity. It's there to hit. She played the shot, but didn't connect. Any bat on that at all may well have been a boundary for Erika Oda. 2 balls left in the over. Mariko Hill hunting her first wicket. It's wrapped her on the pads. It's a good shout. And the fingers up. Erika Oda doesn't want to go, but she needs to. So, Erika Oda hasn't come off today. And in comes Shizuka Miyagi. Opened the batting yesterday, down to 8 today. This is the kind of environment that she should be pretty familiar with. Bat on ball, rotate the strike, let Harune Iwasaki play the big shots. There's 1 ball left in this over. Miyagi won't be overawed. She's been in this position plenty of times before. Perhaps a little surprised to go from number 1 to number 8. But a good chance to show now what she can do with the bat in the hand. Japan now 73 for 6, so wicket's tumbling a little bit. .1 overs to go. Another left-hander in, which will just rile the bowler's lines a little bit. Ask a different question. America Hill, 1 ball left of her spell. She's got the wicket that her bowler deserved. Keen to add another. Two, of course, faced off in the fair break competition held in Dubai earlier in the year. That's just tapped into the leg side for no run. So Hill finishes her spell. 4 overs, 1 for 13. I have a fear that Japan are in danger of wasting the good position that they had at the middle of the innings. They're around 45, 50 at the 10 over mark. They haven't been able to kick on in the second half of this innings. Ruchita Venkatesh has tied them down. That led to wickets falling. Both Yanagida and Kato weren't able to get the boundaries away. And I worry now that Japan are going to end up around the sort of 85, 90 mark as they did yesterday. The opening bowler's coming back. Betty Chan has the ball in her hands. And that is in the air, in the gap, but fielders come around to collect it, and they've come back for 2. Good running. So Haruna Iwasaki showing good intent. Betty Chan will bowl her last 2 overs, I'm sure. Bowl over number 18 and 20. We've got a decision to make of who bowls at the other end. Haruna Iwasaki attacking in the air. It's high and it's dropped, and they're running, so it hasn't quite gone over the rope, but that's what Iwasaki's in the side to do. Got enough height on that ball, made it awkward for the fielder. Sun in her eyes, down on the long off boundary. Haruna Iwasaki immediately has a strike rate over 100. First player who's done that. Fresh from Sendai University. First year really on the domestic circuit as a cricketer. She's given that a whack too, but that one will be caught. Looks like Marika Hill out on the long on boundary. Takes the catch. There's a shot of ball from Haruna Iwasaki. That's what she's in the side to do. 6 off 6, and now very much into the town. Ruan Kanai looks like the new batter. Made her debut a few years ago. 2 players who live in Sano at the crease. They know each other very, very well, these two. Kaizuka has known Ruan since she was probably about 8 years old, not younger. Ruan capable of giving the ball a solid hit. She can get bad on ball. And now 77 for 7, and in danger of being bowled all out if they're not careful. And Ruan has gone first ball. Betty Chan sneaks that through her. She will not add to the Japanese total. It's a long trudge back. So, with 5 debutants yesterday, just the one today. Minami Yoshioka, Scuba University. She is coming to the crease. Apologies from Ruan to her teammates as she comes off. Looked to get bad on ball, but just missed a straight one. So 77 for 8. Japan in trouble now. Hong Kong batting lineup is weakened with the loss of their captain. You still feel Japan probably needed a few more on the board. It was a high, loopy full toss. It's been called a no ball. So, Minami Yoshioka, her first ball in international cricket was a no ball. And now she gets a free hit. She's not played a lot of cricket, so she may not quite know what that means. I think she'd probably play the same shot regardless. I reckon that's probably a leg by. See if the umpire signals. No, he's giving them the runs, I think. So Minami Yoshioka has her first run in international cricket. One ball left to go in this over. Kaizuka Miyaji lining that up. No one behind square. So if she can paddle sweep, ramp, flick, reverse. Plenty of scoring options. Field is very much in, it looks like, from what I can tell. Kenny on the offside, looking to bumper up. 3 fielders inside the circle on the offside. Miyagi has just got that over the top of that extra cover fielder. And a single. So she will keep the strike. It'll be interesting to see who bowls down at the commentary end. Kelly Chan will almost certainly bowl the final over at the City end. Japan into the 80s. 80 for 8 from 18. A load of 8s. It looks like we might have the opening bowler back. Saha has the ball back in her hand. He bowled King with at the start of the day. 3 overs, 1 for 11. These 6 balls may well go a long way to determining whether Japan bat through their 20 overs. I think that's going to be the key now, to just stay in and scrape together any runs that they can. They lose 2 quick wickets here and they're all out for 80. It would be a huge disappointment to leave the best part of 2 overs unused. Victor Saha perfectly capable of doing that, but Kaizuka Miyaji, well experienced, perfectly capable with the bat, hits a lot of balls in practice. And she drives into the offside and they push through for 2 in the end. A little fumble in the field. Kaizuka Miyaji, 3 off 3. Short, but just pushed into the offside, and that will be a single, a big dive. And Minami Yoshioka. Great to see a couple of players from Scuba University breaking into the team in this series. Another potential hotspot for women's cricket, we hope. Saha into Yoshioka now. That's short and into the leg side, and that's going to beat the fielder. That might run away from the boundary, you know. He's got a lot on that. Fielder's after it, just pulls it back. 2 runs. And hit into the leg side again, and that's a boundary. Adam bursts, signaling that with gusto. Looks like there's a few problems with the stream. Tekka on it. Don't know if you can hear us. But we're back now. Apologies if you missed that. Score's now 91 for 8. And Miyagi has just nicked that one behind. Bit of a nothing shot, just sort of fished outside off stump. Means we're going to get to see Ayaka counter the bat. So Lemon Chung in the game, getting her First catch of the day. There's a third wicket for Betty Chan. So Ayaka Canada is the new batter. She has an interesting batting style. She will be aggressive, of course. Let's see how this goes. The bat is around her head. And she's heaved that high in the air and been caught first ball. It was highly predictable and somewhat disappointing. Betty Chan finishes with 4 for. Japan are all out for 91. Just need to confirm the catcher there. Just looking to confirm the catcher for that last wicket. Ikra Saha was the catcher. Oh, information comes in. So Japan are all out. In the 20th over, 4 balls gone unused. Just want to reconfirm that catcher. Umpires seem to think it was someone else. Okay. Umpires feeding us false information. Can't tell the difference between a 6 and an 8. But all good, well played by Betty Chan. She finishes with 4 for 13. Outstanding effort from her. Rail, I'm just going to bring you in quickly.
Yep.
What do you make of that batting innings? A bit of trouble at the top, trouble at the end, but some okay stuff in the middle.
I mean, they've gotten one more yesterday, and they were really strong through the middle overs, but there was just a collapse after the restricted the runs that really added at the end. So
yeah, those attacking players never quite got going, and
it shows that the new batsman, it's kind of hard to get him straight into hitting.
Yeah, the Hong Kong bowlers certainly make you work for it. The field is close in and doesn't give a lot away. And from a Japan point of view, you know, 91 certainly wasn't enough yesterday. But I guess the key wicket will be Mariko Hill, who scored an aggressive 40 off 32 yesterday, and Carrie Chan's not there today. So a couple of wickets early could make things interesting.
Yeah, I think a couple of key wickets up top, which will bring a lot of confidence in the side. And all the bowlers weren't on it yesterday, so I hope they improve. And I think the fielding was a bit disappointing, so if they take all their catches, I think they have a real shot at defending this total.
Yeah, now you're a opening bowler a lot of the time, and you've been known to wield the bat pretty effectively as well. Shimiko Kato's batted quite a long time out there and will probably be opening the bowling. How would she be feeling, and how would she go about preparing after that innings to now take the new ball?
Yeah, I mean, she's had a few overs to catch her breath, but I think getting out makes you more motivated to do well when you're bowling. So
you'd expect her to still take the new ball?
I think so. She did quite a good job. I think the power play is key. They can't let 45 runs in the power play. So
the game's
take
over.
a few wickets. So, yeah.
Great. Thanks for your comments, Rail. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second innings. 91 the score. Hong Kong need 92 to win. Okay, the batters are out there. Natasha Miles. Looks like she's going to face the first ball. Mariko Hill down at the other end. If you're just joining us, welcome. Japan have made 91 from their 20 overs. Just shy of 20 overs in the end, 19.2. They were all out. 4 wickets for Betty Chan. She's the star of the show. 3 for Ruchita Venkatesh as well. Hilya Chandel has the new ball in her hand. She's bowling from the other end this time. She's starting out from the city end. Yesterday she bowled from the commentary end at the start of the game. A left arm seamer. The bowl left arm over to the right arm Natasha Miles. Starts with a wide. From the Japan point of view, really need to take every chance that comes their way. Yesterday we saw a few catches go down, particularly in the power play. I'm sure Hong Kong will be looking to be aggressive, as they were yesterday. And down again, and bad on ball that time, just turned around the corner to fine leg, who'll cut that off. And a single, so Natasha Miles is off the mark. Mariko Hill was the star of the show with the bat yesterday. She made 40 from just 32 deliveries. As I mentioned, she had a couple of lives. And now with a deep with wicket and a third man, the 2 fielders outside the circle. Erika Oda down here at short fine leg. Somewhat surprising fielding position. She will drop now to fine leg, and third man will come up inside the circle. Not inside circle at the moment, and we'll take a few more steps. There she goes. Let's push into the leg side. No run. And Hong Kong chasing 92 to win the game. Japan need early wickets. They need to get amongst this team right at the start. Asking a few questions. Ooh, Marcus Thurgott's bringing biscuits. Good on him. There's an appeal. Umpire's not interested. Another dot. And you want Marcus Thurgott can come back. Good biscuits. Chandel coming in again. Oh, there's a appeal. Not entirely sure what's happened there, but keeper got pretty excited. Ends up as a dot. A little bit of noise around the field. Apologies if you can hear my biscuit being crunched. Another half appeal. Looks like there's a bit of bat on that. See what the umpire signals. Yep, bat on that. So it's a run. Hong Kong on to 3. Brings Natasha Miles back on strike. Both batters off the mark. Chandel looking to finish off this over. Still looking for her first wicket in international cricket. Fought pretty well yesterday, but without reward. That's just run into the gully. No run. End of the first over. Hong Kong are 3 for none. I have Japan men's vice captain Rail Sakurano with me in the commentary box today, just chipping in from time to time when he's not busy scoring. Rail, how do you think Hong Kong go about this chase if you're the batting side? Are you going hard in the power play like they did yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, these 2 batters hit the ball really hard, so I think just like yesterday, they'll look to take on bowlers with their bowl.
Yeah, net run rate doesn't play any part in this tournament, so it's just about winning the game, isn't it? You only need to score what, 4.5 and over. Not too much of an ask, but it shouldn't be anyway for players with this experience and confidence and ability. Shimako Kato has the ball in hand, fresh from her lengthy innings. She batted beautifully. Got sort of 28 or so. Held things together for Japan after a shaky start. Ball in hand now, the 19-year-old. Also looking for her first international wicket. Starts with a wide.
Yeah, Japan can't afford to bowl too many extras. Just giving runs away to a depleted total.
So. That's a dot ball. Now widen the dot to start this over. Kato in again to Hill. Teammates, as discussed. Play at Spencer Cricket Club. It's just driven. Looked like that went into the ground and then popped up. Got a bit of excitement, but never a chance. Yeah, looking for bragging rights over each other, I suspect. We can see if Shimako's giving a bit of chirp in Japanese to Mariko. Not sure she will be. Far too polite. That will be no run again. Moves into the leg side. Of course, Shimako Kato, when she's not busy holding the Japanese middle order together and opening the bowling, she's studying biomedical science. Keeps her pretty busy. Kato in again. Ooh, just beating Hill outside off stump.
So, Alan, how much do you know about biomedical?
Well, I come from a medical family. Dad was a doctor, mum was a nurse, and I inherited absolutely none of that knowledge. So, unfortunately, my medical skills relate to, they extend about putting on a plaster. Putting something under cold water always works, doesn't it? But yes, Shimako had to get an extended break, permission to get time off uni studies. It's another dot ball. As I mentioned, you don't want to be sick the day they teach you how to save someone's life at university. So, she'll be catching up. I think she was doing some online classes last night when she got back. So, busy time for Shimako. She had to fly all the way from London, of course. Good 13.5-hour flight to Japan. Play a few games of cricket and study when she's not on the field. So, good on her for making the time to come out here and make her debut. So, asking some questions. That's just run away through gully. They'll get one. They've turned two, but they'll sensibly decline the second run. So, just one run off the bat, 2 from the over. Hong Kong 5 for none after 2 overs. Chandel to continue. Pushed into the offside by Hill, no run. One just pop down to fine leg. 1 run to the batter. Mariko Hill is 3 off 12, so Much more sedate start than yesterday, but she's still there. Natasha Miles started with a strike a little bit, just about to face her third ball. Olivia Chandal, left arm coming into her. Looking to drive, not getting any bat on that. Field is well in, cuts off any potential singles, another dot. I wonder if there's just a little bit of pressure on these two batters. They know how important they are for the Hong Kong batting lineup. With normal skipper Carrie Chan not available today due to a shoulder injury. We will await news to see if she'll be making a comeback tomorrow or the day after. But for now, these two charges opening, but that's a decent shot. Turned into the leg side. Erica Alders coming round. Run out chance. Needed to go to the other end. So 2 runs for Natasha Miles. Needed a rocket throw to the bowler's end, I think. We're going to run out there. India Chandal. Last ball of her second over. The bowling left arm over the wicket. Need to bring the ball back into the right-hander. That's driven back to her. Ends the over. 3 from it. Hong Kong 8 for none after 3. So not in any hurry. They're not going after the power play particularly hard. I guess they've decided these two bowlers are perhaps Japan's biggest threats and maybe see them off. Wait to see what comes later on. Of course, Japan's spinners were the two who got wickets yesterday. Shizuka Miyagi picked up 1 wicket, which takes her to 43 international wickets and puts her 1 behind the all-time leading wicket taker for the Japan women's team, which is Ayako Nakayama. Ayako now goes by Hagiwara, but her maiden name when she was playing for Japan. Nakayama, a left-arm spinner herself. She took 44 wickets for the Japan team. Shimiko Kato still looking for her first. That's popped up. Good arm caused problems. Just a single. Erica Hills off strike. 4 of 13 today, much more sedate from her. She's been told to keep the ball on the ground after the chances that were given up yesterday. Shimiko Kato is just making a few tweaks to her field. Bringing the mid-wicket fielder into the circle. Fine legs dropping down to accompany third man as the 2 outside the circle. Kato again. Right arm over. Ooh. Beats the bat. Asking a few questions, Shimiko Kato. Having a good game. She will be itching to get her first wicket, I'm sure. Score currently 9 for 0. Into the 4th over. Oh, it's a swing and a miss. So the batter's starting to get somewhat frustrated. So 1 dot dot in this over so far. Natasha Miles, 3 from 8. And that's a lovely delivery again. Past the outside edge. Great bowling for Shimiko Kato. No reward so far for the Japanese opening bowlers, but Hong Kong not getting away today like they did yesterday. Wide rate start of the innings, just a little over 4.5, creeping up towards 5. No boundaries as yet, but I'm sure these players will be happy enough that they're still out there. Not sure the rate will be too much for concern for them at this point. That's hit into the leg side, cut off, no run. 4 dots in a row. More dots on the Ladybird rail. What's happening out there?
Yeah, I think it's been 4 dots in a row, so I think there might be a big shot in here. Chance coming.
Yeah, Japan looking to exert a bit of pressure. Kato comes in again. Last ball the over. Oh dear. Well, that's a way to release the pressure, isn't it? Umpire had his arm out. No ball's going to be signalled. They've taken 2 runs, and there's going to be a free hit as well. So that is disappointing. Real pressure release now, and going to give an aggressive batter a chance to get going, wind up. Here she comes. Well, oh goodness, well, she didn't manage to get any real bat on it, so no harm done in the end. As a dot ball off the free hit. So Kato gets out of the over, just 4 from it. 3 off that one delivery with no ball plus 2 off the bat and a single at the start. Hong Kong up to 12 for 4. 12 for 4, what am I talking about? 12 for none after 4 overs. Sorry, something you were done with that. 12 for 4, that'd be a great score. Could still happen, Rail. 4 wickets in the next over. We'll take that. From Japan perspective.
Chandell's back on.
Yeah,
Third in a row.
Here Chandell's looking to bowl her time in the power play. Just run into the offside for a single. America Hill starting to rotate the strike a little better. She's 5 off 14. Natasha Miles 5 off 12. A few extras that Japan have given away. They want to cut those out, but no chances have come yet. Oh, that's a chance. Oh, well, just as I said, no chance have come. One goes to Haruna Iwasaki. It's straight to her at mid-wicket, but had 2 goes at it. Just popped out of her hands. Couldn't quite grasp it as it came back down. Single in the end for Natasha Miles. But for Japan, they need those chances to stick. They're going to win this game. Jamie Chandell's the closest she's come to her first wicket for Japan. Let's turn quietly into the leg side. They may well turn 2. There's probably 2 there, but they've just did it a little and they'll just take the single. No real need to take unnecessary risk, although, as I mentioned, I think there was probably 2 there. If they'd pulled a bit quicker, turned a bit faster. Maybe Natasha Miles just wanted to strike. Chandell again. Driven well to mid-on. No run. First dot of the over. Chandell in again. Looking for the Yorker, but she's just over-pitched that. And Natasha Miles has driven it through mid-off. First boundary of the innings. It's the first really loose ball we've seen from Chandell. That's a little bit of tiredness edging in. She batted a fair bit in the innings as well. Into a 3rd over now. That was 2 full. Batter able to free their arms. Strike that to the boundary. So, Hong Kong will be feeling a bit better after that. Natasha Miles particularly. That one's short, turned around the corner. Be a single. Another great throw from Haruna Iwasaki. They're allowed through for a single. And better over for Hong Kong. 8 from it. They move up to 20 for none after 5 overs. So ticking along at 4 and over. Not sure if we're having problems again on the stream. They seem to be buffering again. Get our tech team onto that. So I got a first change in the bowling. Shizuka Miyagi made the breakthrough yesterday. Couple of chances came off her bowling. As mentioned, she is just one wicket away from drawing level with Ayako Nakayama as Japan's leading wicket taker in women's cricket. She'll be hoping for a streaky 2 for today, but more importantly, she'll be hoping for a win. Individual milestones mean nothing if your team doesn't win. Isn't that right, Rail?
Yeah, absolutely.
But left arm spinner Miyagi on now, replacing Shimako Kato at the commentator end. Going to sneak in this last over of the power play. Got a mid-wicket out. That is squirted behind points. It's probably going to get 2 there. Fielders chase it down. Natasha Miles returns safely for 2. She moves on to 13 from 17 deliveries with 1 boundary. Marco Hill very sedate at the other end today. Be interesting to see if she can control her natural attacking instincts against the spin.
Just the one out at Cal?
Yeah, I can only see the one fielder outside the circle, which is interesting. Especially as the catches. There we go. We've got long on who's dropping now. Gonna say Goto. Took a catch out on the boundary yesterday. Dropped a couple as well, so she's very much in the game. And obviously reckon she's one of the qualified boundary riders, so that's where she is. Miyagi doing that on the hips and an easy single. $23 for none. Hong Kong women's team now. 92 the target. Miyagi to Hill now. Low to that there and cut to point. Just fumbled in the field. Another single. Hill just pulling out of the batting stance there. I think there was something distracting her. Dead ball signalled by the umps. Miyagi will have to get back to her mark. Let's hit out to that fielder on the mid-wicket boundary. Just a single by the looks of things. Runs off every ball of the over so far. Just spinner being knocked around. No outward aggression so far. Batter's able to find the gaps. Marco Hill now. 2 balls left of the over. There you go. She is looking for the boundary. And she finds it. 1 bounce. 4 runs. So it was only a matter of time, you felt, before Marco Hill started to wind up. Very patient so far in this small chase. She was super aggressive yesterday, a bit more sedate today, but with that boundary, be interesting to see how Miyagi responds and whether Hill just looks to block out the last ball of the over or go again. Oh, she's down on one knee, looking for slog sweep. Just paddles it out to the mid-wicket boundary for a single. A good over for Hong Kong, 10 from it. So, end of the power play, 30 runs. It's, from Japan's point of view, it's an improvement on yesterday's effort with the ball. But the key thing is there's no wickets in the column. So, we'd like them to have a change at the far end, the city end. Helia Chandel has bowled her 3 overs. 3 overs for 14. Looks like Ayaka Canada has the ball in her hand. She didn't get a bowl yesterday, which was perhaps a bit of a surprise. Batting at number 11. She's a good fielder, but the last couple of years she's been looking like taking over the mantle of the spearhead for the Japan's bowling unit. Perhaps just losing some of her accuracy in a hunt for greater pace of late. It's been an interesting opportunity for her now to show what she can do in international colours. Stands on top of the mark. She's going to be bowling to Mariko Hill, who is 12 not out of 18 and just starting to get going. Wide outside off stump, cut away behind point. Fielder will have to come round and miss fields, and it's 4. Well, not a great start. Shimako Kato down there, slipping up in the field, not getting enough behind it. So 2 boundaries and 3 balls from Mariko Hill. All of a sudden, she's 16 off 19, and she'll be feeling very, very happy with life again. The openers clearly decided to see off Japan's new ball pairing of Kato and Chandel. Showed a bit more aggression to the change bowlers. That's a slow ball that's just drifted down leg side, wide called by the umpire. In Hong Kong now, very much in control of this game again, just like they were yesterday. Not in any hurry to chase down the target, but at the moment, not in any danger of not doing so. Japan need to get through these opening batters. Have to find a way of getting them out. Unfortunately, bowling wide isn't going to do it. Canada loses her line onto the offside again. Akari Kano takes it without any problems. 1 ball in the over bowled. 6 runs given away so far. 2 wides in the boundary. And that is off the pitch. So the umpire signals a no ball. When you're that wide, that's what it's called. And a free hit is signalled. So again, Mariko Hill, for the 2nd time in this innings, gets a chance to have a free swing of the bat. Pretty sure she'll be eyeing up for the straight boundaries, possibly the cover boundary. Not many people out. Not a lot of protection. There you go, just goes straight. That is going to go 6, I reckon, all the way. Straight back over mid-off. Give it a free hit. Unlikely to let it go. Strike rate's back over 100. What's the date start? Don't even remember. It didn't happen. 43 now, 6.2. Request for a replacement ball. Request retracted. I can sit back down. Was that the first 6 of the tournament? I think there was one yesterday.
Yeah,
I think Mariko hit at least 1 yesterday. America hit 1 that was not given. So, Canada, 13 runs from 2 balls in this over. Single taken.
Last couple of balls just coming around the wicket.
You're allowed to do that on a free hit? Not actually
Good
sure.
question.
I actually don't know the answer to
I
that.
don't think you are.
I think everything has to stay the same,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Yeah, I missed that. From around the wicket. Interesting. One to discuss with head umpire Chris Thurgate. I'll get on the blower to him this evening and ask about that. I have no idea. That's a better ball, fuller and straight. Dot ball, pushed into the leg sides, fielded easily enough. And the change bowler has been an issue for Japan. I don't mind giving Ayaka Canada a go. She's, as I said, shown a lot of promise in the last 18 months with the ball, but not quite gone for her today. The dot ball. Still time to come back, of course, but we did see Maya Nagita in the wickets yesterday. Perhaps spin is the best opportunity with boundary fielders out to remove these batters. Not sure they're going to get beaten for pace by any of the Japanese bowlers. Natasha Miles facing up now, the last ball over, and she's gone after that. There's no one out there. That looks like it's gone all the way as well. Second 6 off the over, 20 runs from this over from Ayaka Canada. Ball's returned, so I can stay in my seat. But Hong Kong have brought up the 50 after just 7 overs. A really slow and steady start and suddenly accelerated. Taking 30 off the last 2 overs. And the problems are all Japan's at this point. Ray always said at the start of the innings that Japan couldn't afford to let the Hong Kong players get away at the start. They didn't get away in the first 4, but these last 3 overs have really derailed things, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. The only way they can really come back and win from this would probably be taking all 10 wickets. So we really need a couple wickets if
Yeah,
that's what we have.
we need a spectacular collapse. Stranger things have happened, of course. Field is now spread for Shizuka Miyagi. She only had the 1 out in her first over. Now into a second over outside of the power play and plenty more fielders on the boundary. She bowls to Mariko Hill. Cuts behind point. Easy single. Tasha Miles with that 6 moves to 21 off 22. Mariko Hill 24 off 23. So 51 on the board now for Hong Kong. Japan giving away 6 in extras. Quick bit of maths for you. Miyagi again. And there's an appeal for caught behind and given. So, Shizuka Miyagi draws level with Ayako Nakayama as Japan women's leading wicket taker. Catch taken behind the stumps. Dismissal for Akari Kano as well. I'll just dig out some of the statistics on that wicket taking records. Ayako Nakayama. 47 matches Ayako Nakayama played. I have 44 wickets. Shizuka Miyagi is playing her 70th today. Shizuka Miyagi comfortably ahead on the run scoring chart for Japan. 640 odd runs for Japan compared to Nakayama's 279. So a couple of excellent all-rounders. Shizuka Miyagi now will be determined, I'm sure, to grab another one and be the outright leader. New batters come to the crease. Shazad Shamseen, looks like. Didn't see her bat yesterday. Given a go, given this game is pretty well under control. That dismissal of Natasha Miles just opens the door for Japan. Just heard Rail saying that Japan need a couple of wickets in this over. Well, they got 1 off the second ball, 4 balls to go. Still 41 runs needed, of course. Number of overs not an issue. Can Japan just apply a bit of pressure by taking some wickets? Dabbed. Misfielded, but no run. And another chance down.
It's really
Right.
important for Japan to squeeze the new batsmen because you saw how hard it was to start for the Japanese batters and also for the openers.
Stuart Bailey in the comments tells me that it's okay for the bowler to come around the wicket on a new ball to the same batter. Thank you, Stuart. I knew about the field not being able to change to the same batter. And that's driven. Too full for Miyagi. Driven for 4 by Mariko Hill, who holds the keys to the kingdom as far as today is concerned. Miyagi again, full again. That's hit straight to the fielder. Umpire's got his arm out. I think he was just giving over the hat So, no run of that last ball. End of the over. 6 runs from it. Interesting to see what Japan do now. Looks to me like Mai Yanagida's got the ball in her hand. She's the captain, of course. She might just be having a conversation, but it does look like she is going to take over the bowling from City End. Bit of a horror show from Ika Canada in that last over. Going for 20. Tanzim Shazad will have strike, and Yanagida will hold her mystery spin. Off his leggies, we'll have to wait and see what comes out. Still a lot of fielders inside the circle. Into the 9th over. I would feel that the likelihood it still catches on the boundary. She's got to keep the wicket.
Don't mind it for the new batsman.
Yeah, he's getting some pressure on the new batters, okay. That is hit to mid-off. 1 run. Shazad's off strike. America Hill's now 28 off 25. Kong's still looking pretty comfortable in this run chase. Could be set for another early finish here. The way things are going at the moment. More than halfway to the total. That is in the air. It's going to fall safe. Fielder has run around it, so second fielder coming in. Picked it up. Just the one for Hill. America Hill has obviously worked a fair bit on her batting over the years. Made her debut for Hong Kong as a 12-year-old. Here she is now bowling as a change bowler and opening the batting, scoring a lot of their runs in these 2 games. That one's just popped on the batter. Shazad unable to get anything on it. It's a dot ball, first of the over. Aggression there, straight up in the air. Going to land safe. Just dropped over cover's head. Pretty close in. Short cover. And it's a single, so half a chance there. False shot. Batter's certainly not in control of that one. Landed safe though. Bring Hill back on strike. 29 off 26. Looking to use their feet. Squirms under the fielder in the circle. Another single. Last ball of the over coming up. 4 runs from it so far. And, Hong Kong pretty much in cruise control at the moment. They chased the score down after 14 overs yesterday. That's just pushed into the offside for no run. 9 overs gone, 60 for 1. 32 more runs needed in 11 overs. So Hong Kong very much in control of the run chase. Japan looking for some moments of inspiration. Yaji will continue, looking for that second wicket that would take her to 45 international wickets for Japan. '70 matches, she's got 600 runs as well. Excellent servant to Japanese cricket. Rewarded with a contract at the Fair Break Invitational earlier in this year. That's a single. Driven out to point by Hill. Yeah, Shizuka Miyagi was finally rewarded with a paid contract to go and play in the UAE. Though she's very keen to go back again. We'll see when the Fair Break selectors hopefully are watching and seeing a little bit of the Japan players. Haven't seen for a while. Just dabbed and returned. No run. Shazad just weighing up how to play the left arm spin of Miyagi. She's looking to run her through past the keeper. The single seems to be her go-to shot against the left armor. Going okay for her at the moment. America Hill will probably be thinking about a not out. Average booster. I suspect she'll still want to play the big shots to the spinners though. Can't help herself. Down on one knee, looking to slog sweep that time. No run. 3-4s, 1-6 from America Hill so far in this innings of 31 off 29. She's gone over the top again. That'll be one bounce and 4 into the Japan 10. Comfortable shot. Over mid-off. Good use of the feet. Got to the pitch of the ball. Using all her experience and know-how. Still waiting for the ball to come back. Ball's gone into a bag. Everything's coming out. Hats, shirts, caps, tape measures. I think I saw a bird in there. There we go. Pot plants, snakes, all sorts of things in that bag. Ball is returned. Last ball of the over. Fielder drops back to long off. Provide a bit of extra protection for that shot that Hill played so well. Field's well spread now, so plenty of singles on offer. And just run past the keeper for an easy single. Hong Kong move on to 67 for 1 after 10 overs. 7 from that over. Certainly well in control now. Just 25 more needed from 10 overs. Not too big an ask. America Hill once again is leading the way. 36 off 31 at the moment. Keeping the strike. Missed out on a half century yesterday. Perhaps wanting to make sure she doesn't do the same today. Maya Nagida will continue. And again, cut towards point. Little fumble in the field allows a single. Definitely something Japan needs to cut out, isn't it, Raul? Been a few balls not being picked up cleanly, which has allowed single to be taken.
Yeah, it's all those 5%ers, like great diving stops or catches that really turn games, which Japan just haven't managed to do in these last couple games.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is experience and time in the middle playing. That's a short one. Gone past the keeper. Let's see, I reckon we might get a signal coming. It's a bye. Signal in the end. Yeah, I think Japan just lacking match practice, really. For the unit, they need to spend a bit more time together playing, learning their individual roles. A lot of young, inexperienced players who need to figure out exactly where they best fit into a cricket team. 2 more from America Hill. Through point. As we look at this Japan team, there's really only a couple of players who've got their roles nailed down. But to be competitive with Hong Kong, they've got a long way to go, really. Need a bit more bite with the ball. More than that, need a bit more runs on the board. At the moment, America Hill looks under no pressure at all from the Japan bowlers. Another single taken to long off. She was respectful enough of the openers, Chandel and Kato. Wasn't really getting away from them. Plenty of dot balls in those early overs, first 4 overs particularly. Once the change bowlers came on, Acceleration started. That's pretty full, and Shazad's gone after that. Given straight, another single. So Yanagida honest enough with the ball, but again, not looking especially threatening. Runs off every delivery so far in this over. Last ball to come. Short. Down leg side. Wide called. Another freebie for Hong Kong. They'll take it. America Hill's on to 40 now. 40 off 34. It's similar to where she was yesterday in the end. Now she's gone big. That is going to sail, I reckon. Big six to finish the over for Mariko Hill. Over long on. Fielder's got to climb into the ditch to try and get that. A few people going over to help. Yukinosh just got his hands on it. No problem. Excellent way to finish the over. Hill goes to 46 off 35 deliveries. That's her second six of the innings. She's coasting, really. Yanagida wondering what to do next. Hong Kong just need 12 runs to win the game. Does she return to her opening bowlers in the hope of getting a wicket and some respectability? Looks like she does. Shimako Kato. She still has 2 overs left. Hillia Chandel just has the 1 over left. She may well return at the other end if there is to be another over. Ruan Kanai is an option with the ball as well. She didn't do much with the bat, unfortunately. A first ball duck for her. Kato, Chandel. Certainly the leading lights for Japan in this series so far. But neither of whom have managed to pick up a wicket yet, so there will be an eagerness. Shimako Kato, she stands at the top of her run, coming into bowl at Shanzin Shahad. Yeah, she was doing that repeatedly in her opening spell, beating the bat, beating the stumps too. Well, if she can just get it that tiny bit fuller, there are wickets there for her. Batted really well today. Maybe there's a bit of tiredness. 2 overs for 6 coming into this second spell. Deserves a wicket, I would say, for the way she's bowled. That is in the air. Fielder will come round from the long on boundary. And they'll go back for 2. So aggression from Shanzin Shahad. First time she's really gone after one. Hit over the infield. No danger of being caught. How does Kato respond to that display of aggression? Ooh, bounces her. There you go. Bit of bite from Shimako Kato. Bang that one in. Got it up around chest height. Umpire signals 1 for the over. So Shimako Kato doesn't like being hit back over her head. Good to see. Like to see that from a seam bowler. Just asserting herself. That's fuller. That's high again. It's going to fall safe, I think. They'll just plug in the outfield. They'll come back for 2 once again. Hong Kong continue to edge towards this total. Just 8 runs needed now. 8.2 overs to get them. This game drifting towards its conclusion. Hong Kong too good again today. Very similar game to yesterday, almost identical really. Shazad just fixing up her equipment, tying her shoelaces. No one helped the Japanese batters with their shoelaces, so Hong Kong not returning the favour. That's pushed into the offside, no run. Japan's still looking to be pretty lively in the field. They're still running in, throwing in hard, trying to cut off singles. That was Hinase Goto in the gully. They'll play to the last ball for sure. They'll make sure Hong Kong have to work for all the final runs. Kato looking to finish off this over. 4 from it so far. Final ball coming up. And beats Shazad again. It's the 3rd time in this over she's beaten her. No reward. Now I make that over. The umpires haven't called it. Rayo's going to get on the radio.
It's over.
And the umpire calls over. Rayo Sakurano making sure the umpires are on their toes. Drinks run on. Marco Hill's been out there for 12 overs. As I mentioned earlier, lost out to Hong Kong yesterday. Hong Kong chased down a 91-run target in 14 overs. They're chasing down a 92-run target today. 12 overs gone. 8 runs needed to win the game. I basically feel like I'm just living yesterday all over again. It's Groundhog Day here in Kaizuka. Mariko Hill doing the damage again. Ahilia Chandel has been called back into the attack. 1 over left. Much like Shimako Kato looking for her first wicket. Mariko Hill is on strike. They want to deny her the half century. They won't want to make it a procession for Mariko. Didn't have it easy in the first 4 overs against these 2 new ball bowlers for Japan. Can't take a bit of time to set their fields. Don't know about you, Rail, but I'm just about ready for my lunch. 1:30. Pretty peckish.
Yeah, I'm ready to see 9 more wickets. To be honest.
Well, if that happens, then it'll be over just as quickly. So, I'm waiting. I'll take 1 wicket at this point. I think Ahilia Chandel deserves a wicket, as does Shimako. But deserving doesn't get you anything, does it? You want to earn it. So Dot, start the over with. Good delivery. Mariko Hill swinging the bat. She's in free flow now. No boundary riders on the cover boundary. So she can get one through the infield. May well run away from the boundary she needs to bring up a half century. And she's looking to ramp. Got bat on it. Just a single. Bit of invention from Mariko Hill. Creativity. I don't think that Ahilia Chandel will mind that. It means she gets to bowl to Shanzine Shazad. She's not bowled at her yet. Shazad's done a decent job. 9 not out of 16 deliveries. Hong Kong are up to 85. 1 wicket fallen. Well, they haven't missed their captain today with the bat. And as they look ahead to the rest of this series, 2 more matches to go. Just need to find a way of getting through this Hong Kong top order. Middle order haven't had much chance to bat. Well, there's an appeal for caught behind. Nothing doing. The other Arjun's having none of it.
Oh, he's given.
Oh, he has given it. Goodness.
I think he was checking with it
Well,
square leg to
you
see if it carried.
Wanted to check the carry. So, Ahilia Chandel has her first wicket in international cricket. She has earned it. Catch taken by Akari Kano behind the stumps. And Shazad has to go. She's made 9. And the skipper comes in. Yasmin Daswani. Well, we really are looking at an identical scoreline from yesterday at this point. Hong Kong 2 down. So, you wanted 9 wickets, Rail. We've got 1. 8 more to go. 7 more runs needed. Japan need more wickets and Hong Kong need runs. Stranger things have happened. Skipper's in games of cricket, 1 can bring 2. Spectacular collapses have happened in the past. Ilya Chandal's got a tail up. She's got 2 more balls to go in this match today. Has a wicket to her name. 1 for 15. In she comes. Yeah, Daswani to face her first ball. That's driven straight back to the bowler. No run. Mariko Hill's sat at the other end. She's 47 not out. It's 37 deliveries. And she's looking to ramp it. This goes to the fielder. They are going to come back for 2 because of a fumble once again. Seen a fair few of those today. 2 runs from the cheeky little ramp shot. That ends the over. 3 runs from it and the wicket. Ilya Chandal. Does it end the over? There's 1 to come. Was that Daswani's first ball?
No.
Scorers made a mess of things. I'll have to check what's happened in this over. They're going to come back for 2 here again. All right, there we go. Draw towards the end of this match. Scorers finally making a mess of things. Fixed now. Shimako Kato will continue. I just added in a dot that wasn't there. Mariko Hill's on strike. She's 47 not out. It's 3 runs needed to win the game and 3 runs needed for her half century.
1 shot.
Shimako Kato still wants her first wicket. She's seen her new ball partner take 1 at the other end. Ooh. Wide outside the off stump, but safe enough. No run given. No signal from the umps. And Japan are looking to make Hong Kong earn these victories as best they can. We're into the 14th over, just as we were yesterday. Ooh, dear, oh dear. High, full toss. That will almost certainly run away for 4. And that will win the game for Hong Kong. Carved behind point. Mariko Hill brings up a half century. And Hong Kong celebrate. Muted applause. Been a relative stroll in the park. 6 overs to spare. Have to wait and see who the umpires name as their MVP. Hill will no doubt be a candidate again for an unbeaten half century and a wicket. Betty Chan took 4 wickets as well. And Ruchi Venkatesh also took 3 first. So a few candidates for the MVP. Last word from Rail Sakulano Thomas. What do you make of that, Rail? Where did Japan go from here?
I mean, there's definitely building blocks, and there were a lot of positives to come out of that game, but it's just the consistency from the middle order collapse in the batting innings, and then as soon as the power play kind of ended, the bowling with a couple of big overs, so it really relieved the pressure for the Hong Kong batting innings, I think. So they just fix up a few things. They definitely have a good shot of winning one of these.
Yeah, I think the stars for the Japan team really standing out in this game, particularly was Ilya Chandal and Shimako Kato score runs, and They've only got 1 wicket between them, but they were very tight with their bowling. Didn't give a lot away. Shizuka Miyagi does what she does with the ball. We all know about that. Just need some of these other players to step up and support. And there are talented players out there. Erika Oda, Haruna Iwasaki, Hinase Goto, Mai Yanagida. You know, players who have done well in domestic cricket for Japan. We just need to see them put some performances together.
Yeah, and for all these players just playing together and playing games, it's doing nothing but good for them. So
Absolutely. There's no doubt that those 2 players we just mentioned, 3 if you include Shizuka, they've played the most cricket out of anyone else. And it shows, doesn't it? We just see the Japan team going over to thank the support. Decent crowd in today. I reckon could well have pushed up towards 3 figures again today in the crowd, which has been fantastic. The Hong Kong team going over there to say thanks as well. And I guess I better go and do a presentation. Speak to the umpires and ask the umpires who their MVP for the game is. All right, well, we're going to sign off. I'm going to go and do a presentation because everyone's waiting for me. Hong Kong win by 8 wickets, just as they did yesterday.